What's going on YouTube? My name is Shino, and today we're going to be going over my settings in Beamngdrive for drifting. So if you guys want better settings for drifting on Beamngdrive, you're having trouble, you're spinning out, you're crashing into walls, you can't catch a line, you need these settings for your Moza setup so that you guys can drift better on this game, because I know it's hard to drift, I know it's hard to catch a line, I know you spin out, I know you crash, I know, I get it. But if you want better drift settings, these are the settings that I use for Beamngdrive to be able to drift like this. Now, a lot of drifting, comes from seat times, and just acquiring skill over time, just doing it, right? But to be able to do it and have a better advantage, you do need the proper settings, the proper wheel settings for your Moza, the proper settings in game, to help you just get a better head start. So if you guys are interested, make sure that you guys pause the video, copy the settings, and tweak them to your likeness. But without further ado, we're going to get into it so that we can help you go from this, oh God, to this. Okay, so if you want to be able to drift better in Beamngdrive, here are my settings. So we're going to go through it. So what you're going to do is going to go to options inside of the game itself. You're going to go over to controls. Once you get to controls, go to vibration, force feedback, go to configuration, configure your wheel, left, right, do the whole thing. These are my settings, right? So here I got steering angle, all the way set to 0. We got linearity, that is at 1. We can go into great detail about it, but just trust me on this. Just put these settings to where they are. Try them out. If they work for you, great. If they don't, tweak them a little bit. But linearity, 1, dead zone, 0, dead zone, 0. Vibration, force feedback. You want that box checked. Feedback type, steering wheel, force feedback, obviously. Inverted, you want that off. Smoothing set to 200. Strength set to 260. Steering lock strength set to 48%. Side acceleration strength set to 0%. Reduced strength while parked, check that box. For Logitech users, you can check this if you like. Not a big deal. And then, the rest of the stuff, just how you see it. Copy and paste. Take your time. Pause the video if you need to. So for the ABS mode, you want it always off because it's going to take away any help for braking. So turn off ABS mode because you want complete control of your braking. For the default gearbox behavior, set it to realistic. That's going to be for clutching and shifting. You want it to be realistic as possible for drifting. That way you can have complete control of your gears and your clutch control for clutch kicking and whatnot. Gearbox safety assistant off, clutch assistant manual transmission off, throttle assistant manual transmission off, oversteer reduction assistant off. Understeer reduction assistant, I have mine checked and it is set to 75%. This works for me. You can try it out. If it works, cool. If it doesn't, uncheck it. But you can copy these settings right here. And if you like, right? All this other stuff is preference. If you want the vehicle running when you start it, if you want the engine preheated while it's started, the race brakes preheated, you can have all that checked if you like. If you don't, uncheck it, right? This isn't too important. The only thing that I would recommend really is focusing on is the driving assistance. That's important. Now, for the other settings, you want to go to Moza Pithouse. And these are the settings that I have for Moza. If you have a Moza, obviously this applies to you. If you don't have a Moza, go find a video for Logitech or Fanatec, whatever you have. So these are my in-game Moza settings. For your steering wheel, you want obviously that centered to 0 before you start doing anything. So you can always turn it yourself or press center and it'll center it. But for the steering angle, you want 900 degrees. And then my wheelbase is set to 100% feedback intensity. When you're first starting out, you can definitely put this lower if you want, because it's going to be pretty intense. This is the force that the base is going to have when you're driving a car. So it's going to be strong if you put it to 100%. You know, when you set up everything, you're going to set up your pedals and stuff like that. You know, you got to set all that stuff. So set it to how you want, your preferences, but this is for steering wheel settings. For the next thing, we're going to go to the wheelbase, go to the settings. Obviously, the steering angle is on 900 degrees. Maximum limit steering angle synchronization, I have that on. Soft limit, I have the stiffness at the softest. Handling, I have my force feedback intensity 100%. It's going to adjust the overall intensity of the game force feedback. The higher the value, the greater the output of the force feedback to the wheel. So it's going to affect both game and motor feedback strength. Maximum output torque limit, mine's only at 85%. You can set this as high as it goes if you want, but I'm pretty good at 85%, so I mean, I don't need to adjust it. You might need to put it lower because you're just starting out. If you're used to a Moza, set it however high you want to your comfortability. Force feedback reversal, that's off. Force feedback interpolation, that's 0. Force feedback center dead zone compensation, that's 0. Maximum wheel speed, that's 200%. That's the rotational speed. So that's going to be as fast as the wheel spins back and forth when you're drifting. It's definitely useful when you're drifting. Hands-off protection is off. Steering wheel inertia 1550, but and then the performance output is reserved. And then you go over to base force effects. Natural dampening is off. Natural friction is 0. Natural inertia is 150%. Wheel spring strength 10%. Speed dependent dampening 10%. Start point of speed dependent dampening 0%. I'm not really sure about all of these settings. This is just the settings that I copied from another person that have worked for me, and I've tweaked them slightly. The force feedback effect equalizer, you can adjust this. Mine is pretty much linear. It's all the way the same pretty much all the way across. 100%, 100%, 100%, 80%, 90%, whatever. Base force feedback curve is pretty much straight. Did not mess with that much. And then that's pretty much it for all of these settings that I use for my drift settings. So this is pretty simple stuff. Adjust it to what you need, how it works for you, and go from there. If you need a screenshot, take a moment, but this is what I use to be able to drift, how I drift in the game. So if you guys need any help, any advice, pretty much when it comes to drifting, it is a lot of, the settings matter, but you have to remember it's about throttle control, clutch control, left foot braking, and utilizing your e-brake if you have one. I mean, all of these things working in unison is going to make you a better drifter overall. It takes time, so be patient with yourself. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to hit your thumb. You know, you're going to bash your fingers a couple times. It's going to happen. Keep your hands out of this area where the pedals are, because you could definitely cut your finger off or cut yourself pretty bad. When it comes to drifting, it's all about patience, throttle control, clutching, braking, e-brake, all of that working in unison. So take your time, have fun, don't be too hard on yourself, apply the settings, change them, tweak them, and get some seat time, because seat time is important. And if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, you know where to find me. I stream on TikTok every day, every night. I drift on TikTok every day, every night. If you guys ever want to check me out, go follow the TikTok at Shinobu-san. And yeah, we'll be ripping. So if you guys want to tap in with your boy, make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next video.